I'm not saying this thing's over. I'm just saying maybe we were overestimating them the last 12 games. And the other thing that I always think, okay, we lost to the Nuggets. Okay, who didn't play? Moody. Why didn't Moody play? Well, we lost because Moody didn't play. We lost because Looney played 8 minutes. How many minutes did Dale Davis's kid play?
Jackson Davis played last night. Steiny. Good Lord, Goo.
My guess would be
12. He played
10, 12?
Look at 12.
All right. I'm just saying, he's a rookie. He was the 55th pick in the draft. He wasn't even a first-round pick, Jackson Davis. So he came out, he played 12 minutes last night. It's like, for a second-round pick on a team that ain't bad, that's not bad. You want to play him 20 minutes? You're going to pay the price because he's still got a lot of growth.
Draymond, one foul on, your boy was just in the zone, Jokic, up top, down low, wherever. But one foul from Draymond in 27 minutes. Jokic was just doing what he wanted.
888-957-9570 is the number. What'd you think of that game last night against the Nuggets? We also have Eddie Johnson. Eddie Johnson, Phoenix Suns announcer, former player. He's going to join us at 12:30. The one thing I do want to say is, here's one thing, and people, I'm not being facetious. I swear to God. Let me tell you what the Warriors have succeeded in doing this year. Is yesterday, I'm out and about. It's about 3:30, and I said to myself, oh, the Warriors have kind of gone back to being appointment TV again. I had my ham sandwich with chips and salsa, raspberry Snapple. I had it all lined up at about 4:03. I was ready to go. I was front and center in my seat saying, you know what? This team's won 10 of 12. They're 3 over. They might be making a run. You got to watch this game. Wasn't like that a month ago. It was more like, got to watch the Warriors tonight. No, yesterday was, all right, let's see what these guys got. So the Warriors have, last month, made themselves relevant again. Absolutely.
Still in the 10th seed.
Yep. It's tough to move up the standings in the NBA. It's I think they can catch the Lakers. Who's ahead of the Lakers?
Dallas and New Orleans.
Oof.
Phoenix.
Well, Sac
might be the team they have the best crack at.
They just beat the Clippers last night in L.A. with no Paul George.
Yeah.
They're 18 over.
Think the Warriors can catch Sac?
No, excuse me. That's the Clippers. Kings 10 games over. You know what? I'm one game at a time. How about that? Operation Washington.
Don't let Jordan Poole get 63 tomorrow.
He's got to get in the game. I love you for coming here and saying, okay, he's playing. He's just out of the starting lineup. I just think went viral.
I just don't
It didn't look like he was off the team or suspended.
To me, when you say Jordan Poole benched, I always look at that as he's out of the rotation. To me, when you go from starter to sub, you're moved to the bench. Jordan Poole went to the bench. He's become a sixth man.
Hey, it's interesting. I know you. I got some sound I want Evan to play for us. This was Steph Curry, Anthony Slater. Then I saw him at the
tired
game.
One?
No, this was Anthony Slater just talking about Curry's. Curry don't think he's in a slump. The last 4 or 5 games shooting. Here's Curry's answer to Slater just bringing up, the ho-hum shooting percentages from everywhere on the court the last few games for the Lakers. If you got that, play it for us.
Yeah, you miss shots. It's one of those things. That's why they're called averages. You got the highs and lows of it, and nobody. Again, the standard that you set when you don't meet it, there's questions about are your legs tired or no, you just miss shots and you keep shooting. It's part of the nature of being available and playing every game, which. Yeah, never lose confidence and come back, whatever it is, Monday, try to shoot well on the road.
So Curry don't want to hear nothing about the last.
I'm a Steph.
Yeah, Curry's like, look at my overall, damn it.
Well,
okay, I've been slipping, but when I was 100 for 109, which it felt like just 2 weeks ago, y'all wasn't saying nothing. Look at the percentages, Steiny.
Well, the percentage.
The overall.
Okay, and the overall percentages are terrific. but they're down for Steph Curry. They just are.
What are we from the field? I'm at 47% from the field.
Last year, Steph shot 49% overall from the field. Okay. This year, he's shooting 46. 3 percentage points. Last year from three, he shot 42.7. This year, he's at 41.4.
Nothing to see here.
Well, I mean,
41.
Listen, this is what people can't get through their fat freaking heads. I'm sorry. Nobody's saying Steph's not making threes. But when you drop from 45, which is the greatest in the game, to 40, which is then among the greatest in the game, that's slippage for Steph. Doesn't mean he's not one of the best. He's still the best shooter in the game. But where do those percentage drops go? Like, what happens?
Well, I would look at his age and say if you're shooting 41%,
that's right.
Like, he's not a human. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's why when people just say cavalierly, well, Steph's still playing the best basketball of his career. No, he's not. He's just not. And again, people cannot separate that's a different tone than, oh, he's washed. He's not washed. Players decline. The greatest players of all time decline slowly. Steph Curry is declining as slowly as any great player I've ever seen. LeBron's up there too, I guess. But, 41, I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. This is Steph's 15th year.
Man, it's incredible.
Let's throw out the 5-game year. So he's played 14 years in the league. This year, 3-point shooting-wise,
41
is his third worst. Remember 2 years ago he had
that's crazy, Steiny, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I get it. He set the standard so high.
Right.
I totally get it. But at his age and shooting, the bottom line for the Golden, write this down, people, he can't do it by himself. That's the reality I got last night. And I know he had a bad shooting night.
He could?
No,
Seriously, did you think
what?
Michael Jordan couldn't even do it on his own.
But you know what, Steiny?
No player can on their own.
Yeah, no doubt about it. But my point is some guys got to wake up and we got to get some the Andrew Wiggins, I'm not blaming him for last night. Though I'm steady Freddie, or sometimes I'm a little before steady Freddie. Everybody's got to step up, man. And
they have too many players.
If they're going to make noise, it ain't just Steph.
They have too many players who play a good game, then a not so good game.
And that's why we have
they can't get enough
number 2
guys.
scorer.
Right. And you know what? Maybe because they don't have a player on the team good enough to get 20 a night every single night.
Well,
Clay can't do it anymore.
Wiggins is capable.
No, he's not.
Even though his legs look
No, he's not. He can't get you 20 every night.
I heard Bonte say that last night, too. Wiggins looks active, but I'm tired of giving him a present for that.
Well, you always do.
That's the price of
give
admission. You're too good. He was a career average 18, 19-point scorer. You still got it in you.
Yeah, once in a while.
Flip over a spread and stay clear out. I'm going to get my 18 or 19.
Don't you realize if, like, Steph Curry, let's say he plays 80 games.
He can do it, Wiggins.
Right. He can do it 40 out of 80 games. Like, what is so hard to understand?
I want to know why.
A great player. The great players play 72 great games out of 80. Steph Curry used to do that. Maybe now he's only down to 66. Okay, well, my question is, then what happens in the 6 games? You might lose them. Well, that's how you go from a 50-win team to not just Steph. Like, to me, great players play well virtually every night. Really good players play well 3 out of 4 nights. Andrew Wiggins, he plays well every other night.
Yeah.
Clay, he plays well once every 3 nights.
He was in a zone, man. Damn.
For a half.
Yeah.
Like, that's the other thing. Why the Warriors... Do you realize how long 48 minutes is? With the shot clock?
You're going to laugh. Go ahead, yeah. What if they would have came out after half and Clay started the third quarter? Like when you're that hot. It's just a thought.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean.
Because you know me, I'll ride it to the wheel till ain't no ketchup in that bottle at all. But again, I'm not saying Clay was done wrong. I just see too many times Warrior players, Steiny. I know Kerr has his standards. You're coming out the game. But, dude, if you can walk and you're telling me you're good and you're as hot as fish grease, I'm leaving you in. Like, we'll deal with that later. And too many times Clay comes out and then the moment's passed. And for him to have 23 and doing his shoulders like that and going
He can
Russell
be
Crowe
guarded.
and
You know, Clay
Gladiator.
can be guarded.
I understand that, but
And he was guarded in the
but he
second
was
half.
still throwing daggers.
Right in the first half.
Yeah.
Then they concentrated more on him.
I told you, your boy said that in the timeout. Take some space away from him.
510, Comcast Business Text Line. I don't understand, Steiny. Do you believe we can beat OKC and or Denver in a 7-game series? I know you don't. This is why we should play more of the young guys. I agree wholeheartedly. I think it's unlikely you can beat Denver.
Yeah. What young guy's not playing?
I got no problem if
outside
you
of
want to play the
Davis?
young guys. But quit thinking you could play. We're going to play Jackson Trey. We're going to play Dale Davis's kid and make a finals run. Like, that's not how it works in the NBA. If you think this team can make a run, then you can't be begging for pods to finish every night, and you can't be begging Dale
Paul's
Davis's
back,
kid. Now, Dylan is trolling.
And I'm not overreacting to the Denver loss because, like you said, every team is not Denver, but that was just, oh boy, what you're trying to pull off. And again, 9 seed. You know, you keep asking me, Goo, can they get 7? Can they catch sack? Can they get 6? And I fantasize about that stuff all the time. But, you know, yesterday, again, a 4 o'clock start. It's an NBA regular season game. Denver's kind of just not going through the motions, but I mean, they can lose a regular season game, and to get out to a 16-point lead, I'm thinking, man, I lay down and go to bed here. They're 9th. You know, we'll take baby steps, and then it could get. But man, here we are again. Another week's gone by, and we're 10th.
What if I said, we're basically at the same point we've been at? Yeah, they won 10 of 12, but
it'd be a little discouraging.
Eyeball the schedule and the situation.
Yeah, you know what? It would just be a reminder that this thing was so low early that, yeah, you know, it's gotten a lot better, and people are excited, but it is what it is. They're 10th.
I mean, it's possible. Like, what if, you know how they have scheduled losses? Maybe that was a scheduled streak. They got Embiid. They got Philly with Embiid out twice. They had Utah in there who's quietly tanking. They had Charlotte.
I'll give you an Evan.
Just saying. I'm not saying you take the wins away, but maybe what you don't do is say, they've won 9 of 11. We're going back to the NBA Finals.